Hey, what's going on, guys? Following the trend of breaking down various groups of Nexomon leading up to the release of Nexomon Extinction, I figured it'd be time to cover the various Nexomon Tyrants. Now, Tyrants are seemingly evil Nexomon that have popped up within recent times. They're basically the result of a 1,000-year war that's been waged in order to take Omnicron's place as the king of monsters. Humans seem to be nothing more than fodder to these beasts, acting as nothing more than casualties in their war. Interestingly though, and I'm not going to go too much into spoilers, but we do see that at least one of the Tyrants does have a human companion. Perhaps all will, only time will tell. Anyway, so for this video, we're only going to be sticking with the officially revealed stuff, as there is a specific point in the game that I'm not allowed to talk about just yet, so we won't be touching every single Tyrant, as some are noted just as question marks on the Nexopedia website, so this video will likely be short and sweet as a result. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's jump right into our first Tyrant, Bale. Now, Bale, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is a normal type that's described as being utterly enigmatic, an oddity of sorts. It's always smiling, it's always staring, almost as though it enjoys witnessing the destruction of those who stand before it. It's so disturbing in appearance that even the author of the Nexopedia feels uncomfortable going into great detail. It honestly does look a little weird if I'm being honest, which I guess is exactly what they were going for, but damn, I could just imagine this thing covered in the blood of its victims with that creepy smile on its face. Next up is Malsomer, this fire-type crystal dragon guy. It's considered to be quite devious and dwells within the volcanoes of New Ignita. It won't rest until it's acknowledged as the king of monsters. Now, I really like this one, as it seems to be an interesting mesh between a serpent dragon and something imbued with crystals. The only thing is, and I don't know if other people can see what I'm saying, but it doesn't really look intimidating to me. It almost looks like a pre-evolution to something. I'm not entirely sure that it screams menacing. I still like it, but perhaps as a regular Nexomon and not so much a Tyrant. Next up is a water-type Novalis, one that we've actually seen in yesterday's episode of our Nexomon playthrough, part 3 if you're watching this on a different day. But anyways, Novalis is the first main Tyrant boss in the game and is described as being cowardly but extremely intelligent. It utilizes its scheming nature rather than brute force when fighting other Tyrants. I mean, if you've ever watched Game of Thrones, that seems to work, so good for you, buddy. It's got a pretty solid design in my opinion. It looks like a bug, which really adds to its personality of being cunning rather than utilizing sheer power, almost like a spider laying traps and strategically waiting for its prey to make a mistake. What I'm really curious about is what exactly is the Tamer and the Novalis doing in that cave if not fighting other Tyrants? Next we got Petrum, a formidable mineral type Tyrant that's said to have been waging war against the Letarians for years. This golem creature is seemingly indestructible and may simply become the king of monsters by outlasting all opponents with its defensive capabilities. Personally, with other Tamer games like Pokemon, I haven't necessarily been drawn to the rock or ground types specifically. There's a ton from those typings that I like, but I've never considered those typings to be like my favorite. It's interesting because Nexomon actually has me really liking the mineral types. If you look at the starter, the dragons, or again, this thing, they have a lot of really cool designs. Next up is Urus, and it's quite the oddity. This wind type is said to not even care about becoming the next king of monsters. It doesn't fight, it doesn't get attacked by dragons, it sort of just chills on the Drake Isles. It even doesn't mind living alongside humans. Despite all of this, it's extremely powerful, so the real question is, what gives? Its design is looking pretty cool. I could see it being a fighting type if that was a thing in Nexomon, as it sort of gives me those Taekwondo vibes, striking fast with precise kicks. I also like its gold armor, almost making it look like a knight of sorts as well. Bolden is an electric type Tyrant that's said to be extremely rare. It is, however, generally seen only when enemy Tyrants are weakened to the point of near death. It uses its lightning fast speed to travel around the world in an instant. So this guy straight up looks like an ultra beast with its almost alien-like design. I think this sort of design gives it a level of mystique and as a result makes it more intimidating, almost like an alien that thinks of us humans as nothing more than insects. Now, other than that, there are some open spaces in the Nexopedia. There is one between the Tyrants and it's a plant type, and then there are 9 more empty slots after the Tyrants, leading up to Fawn, or Fane, or however you pronounce it, who is not alluded to be a Tyrant. I'm not sure if these slots are all for Tyrants, but I'm assuming they might be for something else, perhaps legendaries or something. We get a Tyrant for every type except Ghost and Psychic from what I've seen, and that's actually interesting. Perhaps the Tyrants are somehow connected to nature, and perhaps Psychic and Ghost don't really fit that criteria. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that whole thing, as well as the Tyrants in general. Which ones are your favorites specifically? But anyways, with all that being said, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more monster taming content. Follow me on Twitter at GymLeaderEd. Check out our subscriber Discord, all links in the description. Until next time, peace.